when you remember that post that you about the traditions of Yule,
Uh-huh.
about
Yeah.
putting the food on the tree, about the tradition with pork and all of that.
Hmm.
In many different traditions, in many different countries,
Hmm.
they do the exact same thing, but they call it something else.
Yeah.
They celebrate it in the same span of the year.
Right.
The pork, the cakes, the oranges, the apples, the cinnamon sticks, the
Right.
whole nine yards, even
Right.
the log thing. It's
Yeah.
done in other cultures.
Mhm.
It's just that they call it something else.
I mean, even if you don't know, and I don't know a lot about other cultures myself, but even if you don't know, I know that there is what three main popular holidays that happen the same week as Christmas.
Yes.
It's the same holiday for all of them. It's just slightly tweaked a little bit to, like for the Jewish people, they use the menorah to light their candles, where Christians put a candle in the window. But it's all celebrating the same holiday at the same time of year for the same purpose. It's
Exactly.
just a different culture, a different, but like I said, I know the three big ones, but there's like, I think I was reading an article the other day that said there's like 40 religious holidays in different, countries and cultures that take place between November or the end of October and the first of the year.
Yep.
All this,
And if you're Puerto
happens.
Rican, you just keep celebrating all the way to June. And since it's a religious holiday, nobody can tell you anything. I don't know. No, honestly, it's just that you get into this crisis of identity, and I'm pretty sure that, a lot of witches, that's exactly what had happened. You know what you were. You kind of know what you want to be, but you're kind of iffy in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
like, what am I? Should I be anything? Should I celebrate this over the other? Because I think that is that the
That's true. Hmm.
it pains many witches. They want to be so witchy
Hmm.
that they rob themselves of their own traditions. And when
Yes.
you show them it's the same crap, you still have your Yule log and the Christmas tree and the this and the that.
Hmm.
Really? But I thought that was a no, no, sweetie, no, sit down and pay attention.
Yes.
You can have your candy canes and you can have your and 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 there is a lot of witchy things that happen in the kitchen during the holiday.
And then, coming from a Christian upbringing, it's very Christian to bake, give to your neighbors. That was something we always did when you didn't have a lot of money, to spread cheer. You bake cookies and you pass that around to the neighbors. That's witchy as hell too.
And that is the and people seem to forget that before there was Christianity, there was everything else. That thing about getting drunk and having parties and that they attribute that to Saturnalia.
Right.
That is the pagan festival of Dionysius and we'll go crazy.
I was reading a thing the other day that said that the Christians took I don't know how you say it, Saturnella, and kept like pretty much all of the traditions and just took out the sex. Because then yeah, because it was a little too wild on the party there, I guess.
Just that we in romantic comedies in Hollywood, no coochie coochie happens in any Christmas movie. But I'm telling you, if there's eggnog and there is liquor and there is upstairs, something is gonna happen.
Yes, well, and we're talking about the dead of winter here, where it's dark all the time. What do you think people did? They're not going outside and doing their chores and stuff because it gets dark at 4 in the afternoon. So then they're inside all the dang time.
Exactly.
That's why there's so many summer babies.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's part of the tradition too. That's part of what they're celebrating is the return of the sun, right? And return of the light and return of birth of the earth, you know.
How
It's
do
now
we do that? We cut a fertility symbol and we drag it into the living room and we put lights on it.
yes. Well, you got to dress up the lady, right? You dress her up all pretty to celebrate. So that, yeah, it's true. But yeah, and that's in like like you were saying, all of these other religions and traditions do the same thing. Just call it something else. But I also get what, you know, I felt that way too. What you were saying is how when you are transitioning from what you were to where you want to be, and you're in that witchy middle, you feel like you have to let go of all of that or it's not witchy anymore, you know. And then you're finding information out, you know, on social media, which is great because there's all this stuff at your fingertips, but there's a lot of stuff that's, you know, one way or the other, that's, you know, and it becomes confusing, right? And you don't know, you know, should I go this way or should I not? And then, you know, some of these big groups, and you have people that are, no, Christian witches can't be a thing. And, you know, so then you think, well, then I can't have my Christian traditions, or the holiday stuff, you know. And so then it's like you have to be completely witchy to be a real witch.
That's the thing that I don't understand. I just don't understand. What do we do? We use incense, we light up candles, we chant in front of an altar. Isn't that exactly what Catholics and Christians and Hebrews and everybody else have been doing since the dawn of time? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just that we chose to, because
we're opening up a whole big old can of worms now, aren't we? You know, spend a lifetime acquiring this knowledge, this experience, and then to never tell anybody about it. You don't have to give away all your secrets, of course. Everyone has their, you know, has personal things, but to, you know, what's the point in knowing all that stuff if you don't want to share it?
And it's the trial and error, and this is something that I thought it was bullshit, but it makes sense that people have to go through the process. They have to fall down, scrape their knees.
Yeah.
You know, they have to go through the process.
Yeah.
You know, because and I don't know if that happens. It happened to me a whole bunch of times, especially in the craft. People telling me, no, if you do that, it's going to take longer. You're not going to be satisfied with the result, and it's going to be painful as hell. This is a more direct way. You just work on your shit, accept it, move on, and do. No, I want it like this because I'm a masochist.
Yes.
And then after the whole process, and I've cried, and I have died and resurrected, and like, shit. If I would have done that,
skip over that. Yes. Somewhat maybe because you feel like if you don't work for it, then you're not really getting it. Like you can't take that shortcut because then that would be cheating. Like you have to go through the fire in order to earn it.
Or it's not the same. It doesn't taste the same.
Right. Yeah. Or it doesn't taste the same.
It does not taste the same. Another decade, another fresh start. Holy crap.
I know, a decade is gone. I still feel like it's only like 2002. I mean, I know it's 2019, but it just doesn't feel like it should be 2020. I remember 2000, and that was such a huge deal, and now it's been 20 years? What? Yeah.
Now that you mentioned 2000, yeah, what were you doing 20 years ago? I know exactly what I was doing today, waiting for my finals, studying at school
right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Right before the year 2000? In the year 2000 or right before when it was about to change?
Right before 1999. Yeah.
This month, I was pregnant with my first baby, 1999 in December, and I made it through Christmas. But right after Christmas, I got really bad morning sickness with her, and I had to be hospitalized. So I spent New Year's on the year 2000 sleeping in the hospital because I was, just so weak and dehydrated that I remember, all the hoopla about how the world was going to end and blah, blah, blah. And I remember waking up because, in the hospital, they were announcing, this was in Germany. We lived in Germany at the time. And so the hospital was announcing, how New Year's, as it became in each country, as it moved on. And I woke up in and out, a little bit. And it was like New Year's in Australia or something. And I was like, oh, well, the world didn't end. I'm good. I just went back to sleep. But that's what I was doing right now and right before 2000. That was, yeah.
And I'm gonna put just this right then in here because yes, I am going to put it on the page.
Yeah.
True. We had a tradition, and this has nothing to do with my family. This is more like a cultural superstition that, and I'm pretty sure that there's something very similar here, that we put clear water in big buckets, and we put them in the middle of the living room.
Okay.
Yeah, to collect all the bad energy. All day. And then we put a bowl of grapes, 12 grapes for each person.
Okay.
On the table. So at midnight, the father figure or the person, the owner of the house, would throw the water in the porch, like
out of the house. Yeah.
Out of the house. And we either will all get dressed in our, for example, I'm Leo. I'm supposed to be wearing something orange or something gold.
Okay.
So, and everybody, for some reason, knew the color that they have to wear. So it is, yeah. So, and then each person would eat at the stroke of 12, the 12 grapes for each new month. You see, little things like that. The cute superstitious, that's as hell. And this is from a secular family. Okay? This is from a secular family. And yeah.
That's really cool. I've never heard of that tradition. That's really interesting.
Yep. And their cleansing rituals, it's just that they put it as tradition. Or common sense. Or that if the New Year's come and your house is dirty, your house is gonna be dirty for the next 12 months.
I didn't hear that one either. That one's cool. Ours and mine didn't start until I was an adult because we never really had New Year's traditions growing up, other than staying up and watching the ball drop. That's what my family, my parents did. But once I got married and we moved off, in the military, we met a lot of different people from different cultures and stuff, and somebody started this, and we kept going with it, is to eat pork and sauerkraut on New Year's. It's supposed to bring good luck and prosperity. I don't know why pork and sauerkraut. And I don't like sauerkraut, so I just take one little bite. but yeah, I don't know. So we do. My house stinks all day long because we cook the pork and sauerkraut together in the crock pot, and then we have that for dinner on New Year's, and it brings good luck. I guess.
But see, it doesn't matter where you are around the world, there's something weird going on in the kitchen.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's something weird in the kitchen. But yeah, this is how we celebrate the New Year's. But I don't know, the older I get, the more I want to sleep. So at 8:30, 9:30 is bye-bye birdie, and it's midnight somewhere. So.
Definitely. Well, my youngest is 3, so the last 3 years, I have not stayed up till midnight. No, because he doesn't know it's New Year's, and he will still be up at the butt crack of dawn the next day. So, yes.
Oh,
So, yeah.